How are you all? Take care. Wash your hands frequently. Have warm water. Gargle using saline water. You may be wondering why I am repeating the same thing again and again. Number of cases, COVID cases in Delhi is increasing day by day. So if you stay at home and take care, then you will be safe. Please do not move out of your home. If it is very emergency, then only move out of your home. Even if somebody discourage everybody at home to stay at home only. Now if somebody moves out, take special care. Whatever they bring, if it is packed, wash it using soap and water for at least 20 seconds. Now in advertisement also, they are saying again and again, it should be washed for 20 seconds. Why 20 seconds? See, the reason is virus. Scientists are not able to classify it as whether it is living or non-living thing. When it is outside the body of any living organism, it is a non-living thing. It is just a compound of protein. But when it enters into the body of any living thing, it starts multiplying and causes various problems. So when it is outside, it is just a compound only, a chemical compound. And soap can react with this protein and dissolve it, and for that reaction it takes 20 seconds. That is why I can wash my hands in 5 seconds. I can remove all the dirt. By washing using soap and water, I can wash in 5 seconds, but that's not enough. For this virus, for that chemical reaction to complete, 20 seconds is needed. So whatever your parents are bringing, whether it is packet of milk or anything, if they bring a packet of bread, take out the bread and keep it somewhere and throw the outer pack somewhere else. Safely remove it. Like that, you have to be very careful. If they bring vegetables and all, then wash it using saline water. At least soak it for half an hour and then only use it. Wash it again and again. You don't use soap and all. Wash it again and again and keep it in saline water. In salt water also this cannot survive. That is what scientists say. Then most important is you have to be very careful with currency. When your papa or mummy goes outside to buy something, when they bring, if they get some changes, you have to handle it with utmost care, because notes, many people handle it and we don't know how many, and some people use saliva for counting it also, even now. So you have to be very careful with notes. As far as possible, use card and all. Even if you get some change, sanitize it using sanitizer and then keep it safely somewhere and use it next time. And wash your hands after touching notes. And take care. See, last week when I was talking to one of my friend in US, I was asking him why this COVID cases are increasing day by day in US. What he said is two reasons. One reason is lack of proper hygiene. You must be wondering, in US and all, such a developed country, and still there is problem with hygiene. Yes, there is problem, because even in the toilet and all, they use tissue paper only. There is no tap and they do not use water. So even whenever possible, they use tissue paper and less number of hand wash. That is first reason. Second reason is, I want to stress on the second reason. There the family bond is not very strong. The relationship between children, parents, husband and wife, that is not very strong. Grown-up children do not listen. When they are moving out, even if the parents say please don't move out. They don't listen, they will go. Second thing is to take care of children. When the husband is moving out for duty, wife will be entering after the duty. So interaction is too less. Maybe on weekends and all, they interact each other. So that family bonding is not there. But in India, it is entirely different. Last time when there was recession, then also we were able to overcome because of this family bonding only. Now we are all together 24 hours. So you should utilize this time for making this bond more strong. So what you have to do is, you should all together have lunch and dinner. Lunch and dinner you must have together. A family eats together, stays together. And a family prays together, stays together. And this is very important. So you should try to have lunch and dinner together. Then evening 1 hour you can play some games, maybe cards, or because everybody is getting bored at home, sitting at home. So play some games, maybe caroms, or if you know how to play cards, play cards. Or you can utilize, you can play Antakshari or chess you can play, or any other game which you feel like you can play, all family together. And again you can watch some movies together, good movies. Lots of movies are available in YouTube channel or in other normal channels. It is there, you can see some movies together. Or and again at least spend 1 hour in doing exercise. All family together, everybody needs to do exercise. Your parents must be earlier they were going for walking and all, now they cannot move out. So everybody needs to be healthy and fit. So 1 hour, maybe 7 to 8 or 6 to 7, all together can do exercise. Switch on some YouTube channel or something related to exercise, or switch on some music and dance, everybody can. So you have to find some ways. Now the situation is like that, so we have to go for these kind of things. I hope everybody will try, and I want everybody to be, when the school reopens, when you come, you should be healthy and you should be slim and do exercise and all and take care. Now let us come to the point. After the last class, see, assignment I have given and I have sent a video, and after the video what the response I got is there were problem with sound. I will improve it. I think this video and next video, within 2-3 videos I'll be able to be more audible. And second thing, you were saying some doubt, asking some doubt and all. See, this chapter is, I'm telling you once again, this chapter is little bit different, and you are in 9th class, maybe you will find it little difficult in the beginning. Once if you are in the line, then you'll be able to do. So for the time being, you should make sure, what I want is, you should make sure that you know each and every question in NCERT book, in this chapter polynomials. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to revise what we have done once again. I'm not going to start any new topic. I'm going to revise once again. Then I'm going to discuss NCERT book, first 3 exercises, 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3 we'll discuss today. And each and every question, those simple questions we will leave. In questions you may have, you may find little difficulty, we'll discuss those questions. And the second thing is, one more thing, you should have book. If you don't have, suppose you purchased book, it is good. If you don't have book, then the school will be sending, I don't know whether the school send or not, otherwise school will be sending a link from where you can download the book. Otherwise I will give a link, I will send the PDF of first this chapter polynomials. Then it will be easy for you to go through the book and try to do the exercise and all. Now in the next class on Monday when we meet, I want 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3 exercise. You will try and you will ask me whatever doubt you have, you will ask and I will clear it. And even 2.4 exercise, I'll take the book. In 2.4 exercise also, even first 3 questions you can try. First 3 questions also you can try and you can ask problem. If there is time, we'll discuss 2.4, 1, 2, 3 also. But 4 and 5 factorization, that will do later. Now, let us come to the chapter. Now, this chapter is polynomials. So, we'll start with algebraic expressions. Algebra is the study of variables. Then, algebraic expression, a number, a variable, or any combination of numbers and variables is called an algebraic expression. Say, if you write 5 is an algebraic expression because we can write 5 as 5x raised to 0, or x is an algebraic expression, x plus 5 is an algebraic expression, 2x plus y is an algebraic expression. So all these are algebraic expressions. Any number, any variable, or any combination of numbers and variables is an algebraic expression. First. Second, polynomials. Now, before that, let me say, depending on the number of terms, the algebraic expressions are classified into monomials, binomials, trinomials, quadrinomials, etc. And general name is polynomial sometimes. I will come to that point again. So, monomials, algebraic expressions with one term, say 3x cube, y cube, z square. This is one term only. Why? Because there is only one operation is in, see, only multiplication is involved. If there is only multiplication and division, it is considered as one term. Now, if there is x, then this will become a binomial. 2 terms, this plus. So, depending on number of plus sign and minus sign, the number of terms also will increase. So, plus 4. Now, it is a trinomial. So, 3x cube, y cube, z square plus x plus 4 is a trinomial. Now, algebraic expressions with 2 or more terms, sometimes generally called polynomials. Because the meaning of the term polynomials, poly means many, so polynomials means expressions with many terms. But that condition is not enough for an algebraic expression to be a polynomial. Now, see, we have learned that an algebraic expression is a polynomial if the power of the variables are 0 or a positive integer. So, see, x square plus 5x plus 3, it is a polynomial because the powers of the variables 2, 1 and 0, because 3 is same as 3x raised to 0. So, it is a polynomial. X plus 1 by x is not a polynomial because it is same as x plus x raised to minus 1. This in laws of exponents we have learned. We can take any term from numerator to denominator or from denominator to numerator by changing its sign. So, this is x raised to 1. When it is taken to the numerator, it will become x raised to minus 1. So, it is not a polynomial. Now, root x plus 3, it is not a polynomial because root x is x raised to 1 by 2 plus 3. It is not a polynomial. But root 2x plus 4 is a polynomial because power of x is 1 only. That root sign is only for 2, not for x. So, for in the exercise also, one question is there, check which of the following are polynomials. So, you have to look at the variables, then you have to decide whether the power of the variable is a positive integer or 0, all, then you will say it is a polynomial. Now, Next one is degree of a polynomial, the highest power of the variable. Now, say for example, this one is a polynomial and the highest power of the variable is 2. So, if the degree of this polynomial is 2, and here the degree of the polynomial is 1. Now, this one is called quadratic polynomial. If the degree of the polynomial is 2, it is given a special name quadratic polynomial. And the degree is 1. It is called linear polynomial. Now, why linear? From this term line, linear. Here the problem is, the property is, if we draw, later you will learn to draw the graph of any linear polynomial or quadratic polynomial, cubic polynomial and all. So, when we draw the graph, in all the cases of linear polynomial, you will get a straight line. The graph will be a straight line. That is why it is called linear polynomial. Now, in the case of quadratic and all, it will not be straight line, some other shape that you will learn in higher classes. So, if degree is the highest power of the variable, and if the highest power of the variable is 1, it is called linear polynomial. If the highest power of the variable is 2, it is called quadratic polynomial. And if the degree is 3, cubic, and then onwards 4, 5, etc. There is no special name, but degree can be 4 or 5 or etc. Now, next one is coefficient of a variable. See, the coefficient of, if you are asked what is the coefficient of x square, so you have to leave x square and take the rest. So, one is, it is x square is same as 1x square. Therefore, the coefficient of x square is 1. Say x square, 5x square, y square, z. What is the coefficient of x square? Leave x square, remove this, whatever is left, 5y square, z is the coefficient. 5y square, z is the coefficient of x square. So, to find coefficient of x square, remove x square from that, whatever is left. Now, if you are asked only numerical coefficient, only number with it, then it is 5. If you are asked coefficient, it is 5y square z. Now, next one is, in the case of a polynomial, if you are asked to find the value of a polynomial, say for example, in this find the value of this polynomial when x is equal to 2. Question is, find the value of this polynomial when x is equal to 2. So, for convenience, please don't get confused. See, for convenience, we will name this polynomial as p of x. See, p for polynomial only. But if there are more than one polynomial, you will use other alphabets. We cannot use p all the time. So, this one, p of x is equal to x square plus 5x plus 3. P of x. Now, if there is one more polynomial, we may use g of x. So, don't get confused if it is yg. G is not for polynomial, but p is already used. So, we'll use g. Then sometimes we'll use r of x, then k of x, anything it can be. So, if there is only one polynomial, even if there is one polynomial, you can write let g of x is equal to x square plus 5x plus 3. Because p we cannot use again and again. So, we will use g of x, r of x, etc. Because somebody was asking this question. So, it can be p of x, it can be g of x, it can be r of x. It is just a name for convenience. So, let p of x is equal to x square plus 5x plus 3. Then we will substitute this value in the place of x. P of 2 is equal to 2 the whole square plus 5 into 2 plus 3, which is equal to 4 plus 5 into 2. I always suggest you to follow board mass, one step by step, which is equal to 4 plus 10 plus 3 is equal to 17. So, the value of this algebraic expression for x is equal to 2 is 17. So, like this we can find the value. Now next one what we did is zero of a polynomial. Now zero of a polynomial is the value of the variable for which the polynomial is 0. Now when you substitute some value, the value of the polynomial will become 0. Such values are called zero of the polynomial. I'll give one example, say x square plus 11x plus 30 and x is equal to minus 6. Let it be minus 6. Now question is, check whether x is equal to minus 6 is a zero of this polynomial or not. So let us check. We will put this value minus 6 in the place of, so let p of x is equal to x square plus 11x plus 30, then p of minus 6 is equal to minus 6 the whole square plus 11 into minus 6 plus 30. Substitute the value. Now open the bracket, 6 6 are 36 plus 11 into minus 6 plus 30. Now multiplication, 36 minus 11 6 are 66 plus 30. Add positive numbers, 66 minus 66 is equal to 0. Yes, x is equal to minus 6 is a zero of p of x. If you are getting any other value, you will write no, it is not a zero of the polynomial. So zero of a polynomial is that value of the variable for which the polynomial is 0. Now in the case of quadratic polynomial etc., you cannot find the 0, but in the case, only in the case of, you can find, but you will learn them in later higher classes, but only in the case of linear polynomial you can find out. So in 9th standard you can be asked find the 0 of the following polynomials, say 3x plus 6, find the 0 of the polynomial. Only in the case of linear polynomial. Why linear? The power of the x is 1 only. So in this case, if you are asked, you can find. Suppose I am giving x square plus 5x plus 6, find the zeros of the polynomial. That is not a part in class 9, that you will learn in 10th. So only linear polynomial you should know how to find the 0. So 3x plus, and what is the condition? It should be equal to 0. So 3x plus 6 is equal to 0. First I am going to take 6 to the other side. 3x is equal to minus 6. X is equal to minus 6 upon 3. X is equal to minus 2. Now x is equal to minus 2 is a 0 of the polynomial. Because if we substitute minus 2 in the place of x, you will get 0 only. Let us check. Polynomial is 3x plus 6. Substitute minus 2. 3 into minus 2 plus 6 minus 6 plus 6 is equal to c. So like this, only in the case of linear polynomials we can find the 0 of the polynomial. Quadratic, cubic and all you will learn later in higher classes. Now next one, factor theorem and remainder theorem. Now these theorems help us to find out the remainder. Somebody was saying, while when I asked about the doubt, somebody was saying, why are we not finding the remainder by division? Division is not easy. See, when the polynomial is in, if it is a cubic polynomial or if the degree of the polynomial is 4 and all, then division will be, sometimes it will be difficult. And if there is fraction and all, division will become very difficult. So by division you cannot find the remainder all the time. That is why remainder theorem is there. Remainder theorem help us to find out the remainder without division when one polynomial is divided by another. So this is a shortcut, and if the remainder is equal to 0, then we'll say the second polynomial is a factor of the first. And I hope you understand. Property says that when a polynomial p of x is divided by x minus a, the remainder is p of a. Change the sign of this number and substitute in the place of x. Whatever answer you get, that is the remainder. See, let us find out remainder. Find the remainder. Question is find when p of x is divided by g of x. First polynomial is named p of x, second one g of x. X square plus 7x plus 8 and x plus 2. This is p of x is equal to, and this is g of x is equal to. You are given, question is find the remainder when p of x is divided by g of x. So what is the first step? You have to equate the divisor, the second polynomial, to 0. X plus 2 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 2. So you will substitute minus 2 in the place of x. Whatever answer you get, that is the remainder. So I am going to substitute. So I write once again, p of x is equal to x square plus 7x plus 8, then minus 2. P of minus 2 is equal to minus 2 square plus 7 into minus 2 plus 8 is equal to, first remove the powers, 4 minus 2 into minus 2 plus 4 plus 7 into minus 2 plus 8. This is 4 minus 14 plus 8. I am going to add positive numbers. 12 minus 14 is equal to minus 2. So we are getting, when we substitute, we are getting minus 2. So p of minus 2 is equal to minus 2. That means when we divide this p of x by g of x, the remainder will be minus 2. So this, what you have to do, second polynomial or the divisor, you have to equate to 0 and find the value of the variable. Substitute that value in the place of dividend. In the dividend, in the place of x, you substitute that value. Whatever answer you get, that is the remainder. It is not very easy, not difficult. Now factor theorem, same. Suppose here you are getting 0. If the remainder is equal to 0, what will you write? Yes, g of x is a factor of p of x. This is what we have learned earlier. When the remainder is equal to 0, the divisor is a factor of the dividend. Say 5 is a factor of 25, because when we divide 25 by 5, the remainder is equal to 0. So factor theorem and remainder theorem. Remainder theorem help us to find the remainder without division. Division method we are not using. It is difficult. I'll give you questions. If you want, I can give you questions where you will not be able to find the remainder by division method. But using this method, you can find out. When we discuss book questions, you can try. I'll tell you some questions. You try to find a remainder by division method, you will not get the answer. It's not easy. You may get, if you are very good in maths, you may be able to get, it's well and good, but it's not easy. So it is better, if you are asked to find the remainder, use remainder theorem. Now if the question is without division find the remainder theorem, compulsory that you have to use remainder without division. So you have to use remainder theorem. Now if the question is find the remainder when p of x is divided by g of x, in this case you can find in the examination, you can find by using remainder theorem or by division method. In both the cases you will get. Should I show the division? Not necessary. Why do we waste time? Division we are not doing. If I am dividing x square plus 7x plus 8 by x plus 2, then also we will get remainder. I will do. If we are dividing by, then also we will get remainder minus 2 only. I will show it. See, x square plus 7x plus 8. This is not for all those who are saying division is easy. Let us check whether we get the same remainder. This division will learn later when we do factorization and all. X plus 2 we have to divide. So first step is divide. I am telling you again, some of you may find it difficult. Practice. When you do practice, you will learn. Otherwise, for finding remainder, we don't need this method. Still I am discussing. There should not be any confusion. So first we'll divide the first term of the dividend by first term of the divisor. X square upon x. I am doing in rough. That is x. So first term of the quotient will be x only. Now multiply this x by this and write below. The condition is the degree of the variable should be same, like that. Like terms you have to write together. X and x. X square. X into 2. 2x. Change the sign and subtract. 1. See, this is plus at present. This will become minus. And this is plus. This will become minus. So x square minus x square cancelled. 7 minus 2, 5x plus 8. First division is over. Now repeat the same. Divide the first term by first term. 5x upon x plus 5. 5 into x, 5x. 5 into 2, 10. 5x, change the sign, plus minus, cancelled. 5x minus 5x, 0 only. Here also it can be cancelled. 8 minus 10 minus 2. So we get the remainder minus 2 only. But we are not using this method. We will use remainder theorem only. Now factor theorem is just the same only remainder theorem. If the remainder is equal to 0, we will write as it is a factor. Otherwise we will write no, it is not a factor. So this is about till here what we have done. We did one more question that we'll discuss in next class only. Now I'm taking out the book from NCERT book only. I told you I will send the PDF, or you can use the link sent by the school. Those who do not have NCERT book, they have to download it and see the exercise. Keep the book in front or copy the questions and then look at the question. Then only you'll be, I am using book, so you should also have book. Then only we can do questions. Now first exercise is oral only. Now first question, which of the following expressions are polynomials and in one variable? So one variable, polynomials can be in one variable. Again, this was one doubt somebody asked. See, x square plus x, it is a polynomial in one variable because only x is there. Now x square plus 2xy plus 5, it is a polynomial in two variable. Now x cube plus y cube plus z cube minus 3xyz, it is a polynomial in three variable. It is a quadratic polynomial in one variable. It is a quadratic polynomial in two variable. It is a cubic polynomial in three variable. So polynomials can be in 10 variable, 5 variable, 1 variable, any number of variables. If only x is there, it is in one variable. If x and y or a and b is there, two variable. A, b and c is there, three variable. A, b, c, d, then 4 variable and so on. Then so here only you have to see which of the following expressions are polynomials in one variable. First of all, there should be only one variable, and which are not, then state reason for your answer. First one is a polynomial in one variable. Second one, y square plus root 2, it is a polynomial in one variable. Third one, 3 root t, 3 root t plus t root 2. It is not a polynomial. Question number 3, because this is 3t raised to 1 upon 2. Square root of anything is raised to power 1 upon 2. Actually, this thing you will revise again in the first chapter. But first chapter we haven't done real numbers, number systems and all. So in that you will learn where root of any number is number raised to power 1 upon 2. So you remember that. So this is not a polynomial. Then next one, y plus 2 upon y. Y plus 2 upon y. Is it a polynomial or not? No. Y plus 2 y raised to minus 1. Always you have to bring the variable to numerator and check whether the power is negative or positive. Negative it cannot be, so it is not a polynomial. Last one, x raised to 30 plus y square plus, it is also not a, it is a polynomial, but it is a polynomial in 2 variables, but we are asked polynomials in 1 variable only. Then the question number 2, write the coefficient of x square in each of the following. Say in the first term, in the first case it is x square only, so the coefficient is 1. In the second one, again minus x square is there, so the coefficient is minus 1. Now third one, its print is not clear. It is pi upon 2 x square, I think so. So pi upon 2 is the coefficient. Now last one, there is no term with x square, so we don't need to write any coefficient. Now question number 3. Question number 3 says, give one example each of a binomial of degree 35. Binomial. So there should be 2 terms and degree should be 35. I am going to write x raised to 35 plus 4. It is a binomial and the degree is 35. Now next one, and a monomial of degree 100. Say x raised to 100. It is a monomial of degree 100. Now next one, write the degree of each of the following. You have to see the highest power of the variable. Question number 4, exercise 2.1. Write the degree of each of the following. First one, highest power of the variable is 3, so degree is 3. Second one, y square, highest power is 2, so degree is 2. Next one, 1, because it is 5t, so the power is 1, so degree is 1. Last one, 3 is same as 3x raised to 0, so the degree is 0. Now classify the following as linear, quadratic and cubic. First one, degree is 2. Print is not clear in this book, so I may be reading wrong, but you know how to find out the degree and classify them as linear, quadratic or cubic. I think first one is degree is 2, so quadratic. Second one again degree is 3, so cubic. Next one degree is 2, so it is quadratic. Next one degree is 1, so it is linear. Fourth one 3t, linear. Fifth one r square, it is quadratic. And the last one, it is 7x cube, so it is cubic polynomial. Now we'll go to exercise. You can go through. If you have any problem in any question, in the next class you will ask. Now exercise 2.2. Only those questions which you may have some confusion, I will do only those questions. So exercise 2.2, find the value of the polynomial 5x minus 4x square plus 3. So first you will name the polynomial. Let p of x is equal to 5x minus 4x square plus 3. Then in the first case you will put x is equal to 0. Then second case you will put x is equal to minus 1 and find the value. Third case you will put x is equal to 2. It is not difficult, I am not doing. Now second one, find p of 0, p of 1 and p of 2. I will do one question. This is also simple only. say the fourth part, p of x is equal to x minus 1 into x plus 1, and we are asked to find out p of 0, p of 1 and p of 2. I am going to do p of 2. P of 2 is equal to, first you substitute 2 minus 1 into 2 plus 1, then 2 minus 1, 1, 2 plus 1, 3, so 3 into 1, 3. So the value of the polynomial is 3. It is a simple question only. Now I am going directly to question number 3. In question number 3, wherever fraction and all there, I will try to do. Say first of all, first question, verify whether the following are zeros of the polynomial or not. You will find the remainder. If the remainder is equal to 0, you will write yes, it is a zero of the polynomial. Otherwise, you will write no, it is not a zero of the polynomial. So wherever fraction and all there, I will try. Say first one, it is with fraction. P of x is equal to 3x plus 1 and x is equal to minus 1 upon 3. So we will put P of minus 1 upon 3 is equal to 3 into minus 1 upon 3 plus 1 is equal to 3 and 3 gets cancelled, minus 1 plus 1 is equal to 0. Yes, it is a zero of the polynomial because we are getting 0. Now second one, 5x minus p of x, this p of x is equal to 5x minus pi and x is equal to 4 upon 5. So we will put in the place of, see, p of 4 upon 5 is equal to 5 into 4 upon 5 minus pi. 5 and 5 cancel, 4 minus pi. Now it cannot be simplified. You don't need to put value for pi and all. Otherwise also we don't know what is the value of pi. That you will learn later. So we will leave it as 4 minus pi only. Otherwise if you put 3.14 or 22 upon 7, then also it's not going to be 0. So you can say no, x is equal to 4 upon 5 is not a zero of the polynomial. I will now question number 3, question number 4 you can try, there is no question number 5 also. Now question number 6 we will discuss. Say those questions which is simple without fraction and all, you will try yourself. Now exercise page number 35 or exercise 2.2, question number 3, I am going to do 6th part. See, p of x is equal to lx plus m, where x is equal to minus m upon l, minus. So p of minus m upon l is equal to l bracket minus m upon l plus m. L and L get cancelled, minus m plus m is equal to 0. Yes. So question is, check whether x is equal to minus m upon L is a zero of this polynomial or not. So we will substitute. In the place of x we will put minus m upon L and simplify. So L into, in the place of x we will write minus m upon L and multiplication. So we can cancel L and L. So minus m plus m, that is m minus m, which is equal to 0. So it is a zero of the polynomial. Now next question is also again, see, p of x is equal to, I'll rub it and then do. See, the question is p of x is equal to 3x square plus, sorry, 3x square minus 1 and x is equal to minus 1 upon root 3 and 2 upon root 3. So two values are given, and you have to check in both the cases whether it is a 0 of the polynomial or not. So we'll put first value p of minus 1 upon root 3 is equal to 3 into minus 1 upon root 3 the whole square minus 1. First remove the powers. 3 into 1 minus 1 into minus 1. See, minus 1 upon root 3 into minus 1 upon root 3. Minus 1 into minus 1, 1. And root 3 into root 3, 3. So when we find the square, we'll get 1 upon 3 only. So we are getting 1 upon 3 minus 1. Now these 3 and 3 gets cancelled. 1 minus 1, 0. Yes. So first one is a 0. Now let us try second one. P of 2 upon root 3 is equal to 3 into 2 upon root 3 the whole square minus 1. Now remove the powers. 3 into 2 into 2, 4. Root 3 into root 3. This you have to remember, when that is the definition of square root. Square root of a number is that number which when multiplied by itself gives the given number. So root 2 into root 2 is 2. Root 3 into root 3 is 3. Root 5 into root 5 is equal to 5. So 4 upon 3 you will get minus 1. 3 and 3 gets cancelled. 4 minus 1 is equal to 3. So you will write no. It is not a 0 of the polynomial. So see once again, question is check whether x is equal to minus 1 upon root 3 and 2 upon root 3 zeros of this polynomial or not. First we put minus 1 upon root 3. When we simplify we get 0. So we'll write yes, it is a 0 of the polynomial. Then we'll put the second value 2 upon root 3, and when we simplify we are getting 3. So we'll write no, it is not a 0 of the polynomial. Then there are few more questions based on fractions. Last question is simple only. P of x is equal to 2x plus 1. Put x is equal to 1 upon 2. So when we put x is equal to 1 upon 2, 2 into 1 upon 2 you will get 1, and 1 plus 1, 2 you will get the answer. So it is not a 0 of the polynomial. Now last question, find zeros of the polynomial. I told you earlier that if the polynomial is linear, we can find the 0. What you have to do is equate to 0 and simplify. Whatever answer you get, that is the 0 of the polynomial. A few questions we'll do oral only. First one is x plus 5. So x plus 5 is equal to 0, x is equal to minus 5. Second one, x minus 5 is the question. So x minus 5 is equal to 0, so x is equal to 5. Third one, 2x plus 5. 2x plus 5 is equal to 0, 2x is equal to minus 5, x is equal to minus 5 upon 2. So this is the 0 of the polynomial. Then next one, 3x minus 2. 3x minus 2 is equal to 0, 3x is equal to 2, x is equal to 2 upon 3. Next one, 3x. 3x is equal to 0, x is equal to 0 upon 3 is equal to 0. Next one, ax. So same, ax is equal to 0, x is equal to 0 upon a is equal to 0. Next one, cx plus d. See, cx plus d is equal to 0. Always first you will equate to 0, then cx is equal to minus d, x is equal to minus d upon c. So the 0 of the polynomial is minus d upon c. You can substitute minus d upon c in this polynomial and check. You can see that you get answer 0 only. So second exercise is over. Now we'll go to third exercise. I'm going a little fast because if there are if the time is too much, then it is difficult to upload. That is why. Now see, find the remainder when x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 is divided by x plus 1, x minus 1 upon 2, x plus pi, and 5 plus 2x. So first one I am not doing x plus 1, it is direct only. Now second one with fraction I will do. So what is the first step? We have to name the polynomial. Let p of x is equal to, polynomial is x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1. Now first one is you have to put minus 1, x plus 1. So x plus 1 is equal to 0. Always equate the divisor to 0 and find the value of the variable. Substitute that value. So I am not doing that. P of, first you will find out p of minus 1. Second one is x minus 2. So x minus 1 upon 2 is equal to 0. X is equal to 1 upon 2. So this value we have to substitute in the place of x and simplify. That is the remainder. So p of 1 upon 2 is equal to, first substitute 1 upon 2 the whole cube plus 3 into 1 upon 2 the whole square plus 3 into 1 upon 2 plus 1. First remove only powers. 1 upon 8 plus 3 into 1 upon 4 plus 3 into 1 upon 2 plus 1. Now multiplication. 1 upon 8 plus 3 upon 4 plus 3 upon 2 plus 1. I am writing this also 1. LCM. LCM is, see, 4, 8, 4, 2 and 1. 8 only. This is already 8 is there, so 1. Now 4 2s are 8, 3 2s are 6. 2 4s are 8. Here it should be multiplied by 4. So I am multiplying here also 4. 3 4s are 12. Now 1 into 8. Here also 8. 1 into 8. 8. Add on. So 12 plus 8. 20. 20 plus 7. 27 upon 8. So this is the remainder when p of x is divided by x minus 1 upon 2. So first x minus 1 upon 2 is equal to 0. So we get x is equal to 1 upon 2. We will substitute x is equal to 1 upon 2 in the place of the variable and simplify. We get 27 upon 8. Now we will go to next question. Now x, see in the x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1. Now next one is x, third part. Now x is same as x minus 0. X is same as x minus 0. It won't make any difference. X minus 0 is x only. So x minus 0 is equal to 0. X is equal to 0. Or directly equate. X is given. X is equal to 0. So we will put 0 in the place of, see, p of 0. I am writing directly. 0 cube is 0. This will become 0. This will become 0. So only 1 will be left. So the remainder is 1. Now x plus pi. X plus pi. Now first we'll equate to 0. So we'll get x is equal to minus pi. So you have to put minus pi in the place of x and simplify. So p of minus pi is equal to minus pi the whole cube plus 3 into minus pi the whole square plus 3 into minus pi plus 1. So this is minus pi cube plus 3 pi square plus, sorry, 3 plus into minus 3 pi plus 1. And this cannot be simplified further. You cannot simplify. We don't know what is the value of pi. Suppose in the question it is written take value of pi is this or something, at least we would have substituted the value. But here value is not given, otherwise also we don't need to substitute, and you cannot add or anything. So this is the answer. So we cannot simplify. So when the remainder, when x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 is divided by x plus pi, is minus pi cube plus 3 pi square minus 3 pi plus 1. So this is the remainder. Now 5 plus 2x, we'll say, see, 5 plus 2x equal to 0. Then I am taking 5 to the other side. 2x is equal to minus 5. Here it is added, then it will be subtracted. Now I am taking 2 that side. X is equal to, here it is multiplied, minus 5 upon 2. Now substitute minus 5 upon 2 in the place of x and simplify. You will get the remainder. I'll do that one. There, otherwise there can be. So we have to substitute x is equal to minus 5 upon 2. See, question is 5 plus 2x is equal to 0, 2x is equal to 0 minus 5, x is equal to minus 5 upon 2. So I am going to find out p of minus 5 upon 2 is equal to minus 5 upon 2 the whole cube plus 3 into minus 5 upon 2 the whole square plus 3 into minus 5 upon 2 plus 1. So first remove the powers. This is 5 into 5 into 5. 5 5s are 125. 125 into 5. 3 to 125. 5 5s are 25. 25 5s are 125. So minus 125 upon 8 plus, now 3 into 25 upon 4 plus, because minus 5 into minus 5, 25 upon 4, then 3 into minus 5 upon 2 plus 1. Now this is minus 125 upon 8 plus 75 upon 4 minus 15 upon 2 plus 1. 1 upon 1. Now we will find the LCM. LCM is 8. Here already 8 is there. So minus 125. 4 2s are 8. So 75 into 2 plus 150 minus 2 4s are 8. 15 4s are 60 plus 1 8s are 8. So 1 into 8, 8. So we are getting this one. Now we will add positive numbers. 158 minus 125 minus 60, 185 upon 8. Now 185, 158, 27, and we are subtracting bigger number from smaller, so it will be, answer is minus 27 upon 8. So this is the remainder when we divide x cube plus 3x square plus 3x plus 1 by 5 plus 2x. I hope it's clear. You can try each and every question, these questions also. Now first you will see the video, then you will try on your own. If you are not getting the answer, refer the video, and again if there is problem, mark it on Monday when there is class. You will ask me, I will clear it. Okay, step by step, take your own time and practice. Make sure that exercise 2.1, 2.2, 2.3 and all the examples you know. Now next one is find the remainder when x cube minus ax square plus 6x minus a is divided by x minus a. I will do that again, it is a different question. So you have to put the habit of practicing regularly, then it will become easy for you. Regularly you have to practice. See, only 2 questions left. Now, question is x cube minus ax square plus 6x minus a. When this one is divided by x minus a, find the remainder. So again same simple question, only in the place of, only problem is in place of the variable it is a. So x minus a is equal to 0, x is equal to a. So you will substitute x is equal to a. So I am going to name the polynomial also. Let p of x is equal to x cube minus ax square plus 6x minus a. Now p of a is equal to, in the place of x put a cube minus a into a square plus 6 into a minus a. First a cube minus a cube plus 6 into a minus a. Multiplication a cube minus a cube plus 6a minus a. This a cube minus a cube cancelled. 6a minus a is equal to 5a. Therefore, the remainder is 5a. So, like this we can find out. Now the last question. Check if 7 plus 3x is a factor of 3x cube plus 7x. Question is, see once again, question is check if, last question in 2.3, check whether 7 plus 3x is a factor of 7 plus 3x is a factor of 3x cube plus 7x or not. So first I am going to name this polynomial. Let p of x is equal to 3x cube plus 7x. Then I am going to equate this polynomial to 0 and find out 7 plus 3x is equal to 0. First I am taking 7 to the other side. 3x is equal to minus 7. X is equal to minus 7 upon 3. So we have to substitute this value in the place of x. So p of minus 7 upon 3 is equal to, now 3 into minus 7 upon 3 the whole cube plus 7 into minus 7 upon 3. First we substituted. Now we are going to remove the powers. 3 into cube of 7, 343 minus 343 upon 27 plus, here there is no power, so 7 into minus 7 upon 3. Now multiplication, see 3 and 27 can be cancelled because operation in between is multiplication only. So this is minus 343 upon 9 minus 49 upon 3. So now LCM 9. What is the number by which 9 should be multiplied to get 9? Minus 343 only. Now minus, what is the number by which 3 should be multiplied to get 9? 3 3s are. So 49 into 3, 147. 49 into 3, 147. So we are getting 3 minus 343 minus 147 upon 9. Minus 343 and minus, no sign required, 147 you have to add because both are of same sign, 0, 9, 4. So we are getting 490. 7 plus 3, 10, 1 carried over, 4 plus 4, 8 plus 1, 9, 3, 1, 3 plus 1, 4. So 490 upon 9 minus. So we are getting remainder minus 490 upon 9 it is not equal to 0. So we can conclude that 7 plus 3x is not a factor of 3x cube plus 7x. So we have discussed exercise 3.1, 3.2 and 3.3. Sorry, not 3.3, 2.1, 2.2 and 2.3. You will go through these exercises, you will try, and if you have any problem, refer the video. You do it again. Maybe only calculation mistakes can be there that you can rectify on your own. Now still if there is problem, you can ask me in the next class. Then 2.4 also, first few questions are same, only check whether it is a factor or check whether it is a factor only. So question number 1, 2 and 3 we already discussed. You can try, and if there is problem you can ask me, or in the next video I will include them also. So take care.